Alright, hello everybody. I've been getting some requests to do a kind of like story version of Teslagrad, kind of explaining what it's about. Now, there's a little complication with that, seeing as you're not supposed to know what the story is. I've read some posts about some stuff, and it's basically the developer said he doesn't like to shit on people. Well, basically, he didn't say that, but I mean, pretty much he said he doesn't like to shit on people for their own kind of interpretation of the story. He would like you, honestly, to he would like you to you know, kind of find the story out for yourself. Basically, the first run through, or you know, you watch the story, and then after that, like I did after it, and look it up and see what the developers want you to see. But pretty much, there is a story to it. So basically, this first part is me saying the story is meant for you to explain it in your own way. Like, the first thing I thought, this isn't spoilers by the way, but the first thing I thought was it looked like some Russian boy looked like Russians. Not racist, but it just kind of looked like Russia or some reason. It just reminded me of it with the posters and stuff with strange lettering. Anyway, it just kind of looked like that kind of place. Some kid's dad pretty much comes home, and then a village raids, and they take off. This boy takes off running into a castle, and then, you know, that's what I first thought, and I was confused. And then as we go on, you'll see it's a little bit different. But basically, try watching the entire series first. There's gonna be, I have about 2 hours worth of footage, so it's about 2 hours long, and I'm gonna try and put up 15-minute parts. So we'll have about 8 videos, 10 videos, probably more. Depends on how much I got. I think I got 2 and a bit, but it depends on where I cut, because I don't just cut at 15. I just try to cut around 15. If there's a boss, I'm not going to cut through it. Basically, there's going to be around 8 to 12 to 15 videos. So, you know, watch the entire thing and then come back to this video, skip to this point, and then I'm going to tell you what the story is. So right now, spoilers. I'm going to spoil the entire story for you. You don't necessarily have to, know the entire story, but watch the thing first before you continue. So, yeah, spoilers. So, basically, I may put some shots up of some more revealing photos of the rest of the story and just other stuff, but basically the story goes, a long time ago, there was a continent called, I'm going to butcher this, but it's Electropia, and it was ravaged by like hordes of barbarians. It's in barbarian ages, I guess, because this says long ago. They're hell-bent on, taking over the continent. So basically, the king of that town went to his friend, which is the old man, in the start of the thing. You basically see the dad, I guess, the father figure, with a hood and his gear, and he walks in like he's getting home from work. Well, he's part of basically what they then called let's see, what's the name for it? Teslagrad, like the name. He's part of the Teslagrad. Pretty much, barbarians raiding the town. King says, "Alright, I've had enough." He asks his friend, the stupendous inventor, the old guy at the start, the father figure, to create some weapons of polarity, kind of electricity and polarity changing weapons. That's where you see the red and blue magnetic powers of the fists. Well, he made a bunch of gadgets and formed this kind of group called the Teslagrad. Now, the Teslagrad are basically wielders of polarity and electricity. They're above the bench, like this, magic warriors. Basically, that happened. They defeated, as you'll see in the story. If you are just continuing now, you just want to know the story before you watch it. Or if you have watched it already, you see those cutscenes, like the theaters. Those were part of the history of this castle. As you see, the castle's kind of, crushed and, not being used because I think the king... I'll tell you a little more about that, but pretty much the castle's kind of out of commission. Basically, Teslagrad were formed, as you'll see in the movie theaters throughout the entire game. They defeated the barbarians, and and as you'll see in there, they invented this crown of magical power. Now, the crown made of magical power obviously isn't made for mortal hands, and corrupted the king and pretty much his rule. So it corrupted him, and he was pissed off, and I guess everyone wanted to take him down, but he went mad with power. And with paranoia and greed, he decided that the Teslamancers, or the people of the Teslagrad, the Teslamancers, were corrupt. And he had each one of them hunted and executed, except for the father. When that father came home, he was pretty much, that's after the barbarians were dead. And you see the time go by. Well, a little while later, Oleg, that old dude who's waving, Oleg and his men, that's the hunt. They were being hunted and executed. Well, the boy flees, and he goes into the castle. And basically, you go through the story of the little boy, or the inventor's son, hunts down the king and defeats him. Well, as you see throughout my videos, I was defeated very many times. I've probably died over 100 times in this game. Anyway, he slowly finds inventions and gets all powerful, and pretty much the king betrays the Teslamancers. The king calls the Tesla. Okay, so we'll do a too long didn't read. Pretty much, story goes, king rules land. Barbarians take over. King asks the old guy in the start, he's an inventor of machines, to build machines and start kind of like a cult, well, not a cult, but like a group of special squad to defeat the barbarians. Happens, and then they make inventor makes a magical crown for the king, which corrupts him and basically turns him insane. He has all the Teslamancers executed. The original inventor, goes home and warns his son, I guess, and his son takes off, runs into the castle, powers up, and avenges his father. So that's pretty much the story. My thoughts on all of it was, I think it was better not knowing this. It makes it a lot better while you're playing the story to not know it. It's, I don't know, it adds kind of like a, you witness it all, and you just kind of, you kind of put that together. I had most of it put together, but just not, as the inventor and the Teslagrad and the Teslamancers. I didn't know that was a thing. I mean, I did, but I thought they were like wizards, not the same thing as, until the end, and then, then I realized. But I knew the king was corrupt once I saw him, So yeah, that was the story. If you enjoyed, then leave a like, and leave in the comments, tell me what you thought of the story. I thought it was great. 5 out of 5. It was an awesome story. It was challenging. It was a challenging game. It was an awesome story. I believed it was better when you didn't know the end, though. But, now that I'm finished the game, I would kind of like to know it, and now I do. So, yeah. Thank you for watching.
Cutie on it too, and she be ready to pounce. I got a boot flip, back room bottle or 2. Hit the throttle, boat got a model, and I'm vibing with you. So what you want? Give me a minute, I got it, you know it, baby. You damn hit